The identity of this Trials boss is a major story spoiler for the entire game. As such, this is a spoiler warning. Do not watch this video if you haven't reached this part of the game yet. You've been warned. Hello and welcome to this updated video guide for completing the Mothercrystal in Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. My name's TSDS and in this video you'll learn everything you need to know to fill up the tank. Hydaelyn is actually pretty straightforward, but there's one attack that can be very hard to avoid on a blind run, so let's take a look. Now then, straight off the bat, pay attention to the golden circle marking the edge of the arena. Touching this line will instantly kill you, so be careful. As the tank, pull Mummy and face her away from the group. The off-tank is again a DPS for this fight, but both tanks should watch out for the tank buster Mousas Scorn, as this is a stack-up tank buster. That means that both tanks and no one else need to stack up to share this hit. In addition, the main tank should also watch for the normal tank buster Heross Sundering, as this hits in a wide cone in front of the boss. If you're not the main tank, don't eat these. Next, we'll discuss the main killer of this fight, which is Dawn Mantle. After being cast, Hydaelyn will reveal one of 3 different icons, and this reflects the ability she'll use. This is seen as either a green staff, a blue sword, or what are apparently red chakrams. For the red chakrams, Hydaelyn will AoE the entire room except for inside her target circle. Stand inside her target circle to avoid a massive hit. For the green staff, the attack will instead come as a medium-sized circle AoE centered on the boss. Just move a ways back to avoid. The blue sword attack effectively hits in a room-length line AoE, targeting her front, back, and both sides. For this move, melee should still keep a bit of distance, but just move diagonally away from the boss and you'll be okay. Dawn Mantle hits like a truck and also applies vulnerability. Unfortunately, healers should expect people to fail Dawn Mantle quite often because the AoE markers will appear too late, meaning you can only reliably avoid this move if you already know how to avoid it. For healers, also keep an eye out for Hero's Radiance and Mago's Radiance, as these are both unavoidable group damage attacks. Why are there 2 moves that do the same thing? Yes. Before long, the boss will become untargetable and summon the Crystals of Light. This is basically the raid wipe attack. 6 Crystals of Light will spawn around the room and must be destroyed. There is no kill order, so just smash them. During this phase, the duty gauge will fill up with conviction and a wipe will occur if it reaches 100. However, this was ignorable in all of my attempts, so nay worries fam. As you're banging Crystal, Hydaelyn will hit you with a number of attacks to avoid. One will be a proximity line AoE, so just move far away from the middle of the line to reduce damage taken. As a reminder, be careful not to touch the edge of the room. Another attack can be a stack-up marker on one party member, so assuming you're killing crystals as a group, that's quite easy to deal with, unless you're Alice who fucking eats herself into oblivion. The last attack type will be circle AoEs on each player, so spread out to avoid overlapping hits. Once all the crystals are down, she'll hit the party with a decently sized attack and you'll enter the next phase. At this point, start looking out for the boss casting Crystallize. This will empower her next Dawn Mantle. When Dawn Mantle comes, all players will be targeted by an AoE and Dawn Mantle. Dawn Mantle always executes first though, so keep your cool, avoid the attack and then immediately spread out for Crystallize. Healers should get their swift cast revives ready because this attack combo catches people out and will cause deaths for anyone who eats Dawn Mantle. Instead of AoEs, Crystallize can also come as a stack-up marker, but once again avoid Dawn Mantle and then deal with the other mechanic. The next attack is Parhelion. This attack comes in the form of 3 sets of line AoEs coming out of the boss in equal distance from one another. When cast, each line AoE will leave a chakram at the edge of the map. Now, listen up. When this move appears, you'll have a little bit of time to position yourself between the first 2 sets of AoEs that appeared, or if you're unable, move between the first 2 chakram groups after the move went off. Very shortly afterwards, these chakrams will cast themselves back at the boss. By standing between the first 2 groups of chakrams, the AoEs that target our space will come from the 3rd group. This means that once the first group of chakrams goes off, you have the maximum amount of time to move into the now safe area. It's very hard to read the grouping of this attack due to the sheer number of overlapping line AoEs at the end, so following my instructions here is the easiest way to ensure you don't get hit. The next move to cover is Parhelic Circle. For this attack, the floor will be marked with a number of long and short green lines stemming from the centre of the room. Once cast, the end of each of these green lines will get a circle AoE. Just position yourself away from the end of the lines, it's fairly simple to avoid as long as you react to it. Eventually, the boss will hit the group with Radiant Halo, dealing moderate damage and transitioning the fight to the final phase. The main mechanic here will come in the form of Light Wave. This spawns 4 large waves of light that will slowly move in a straight line through the arena. These deal constant damage to anyone touching them, but there are usually 1 or 2 safe areas. In combination with Light Wave, Hydaelyn will be spamming Dawn Mantles in the middle of the room, some with Crystallize and some with a Mega Stack Up marker, Echoes. For the Mega Stack Up marker, the whole group should stack and remain together until the move has finished hitting, then move to a safe area around the edge of the room to dodge the light waves. The main tank may need to do a bit of camera spinning during echoes to spot a good place to move the boss to, and while you can feel pressured, there's always enough time to deal with the Crystallize AoEs or Mega Stack Up marker and Dawn Mantle, and then move to avoid light waves. Hydaelyn will continue with Dawn Mantle combinations along with light waves until the fight is done. Keep your cool, keep pushing, and it's a boy. And that's the Mothercrystal. If you've enjoyed the guide, then let me know, and if there are any other guides or perspectives you'd like to see, then check out my channel or feel free to ask me to create one. Thank you for watching, and good luck.